Another story that made the headlines is the remake of the Disney classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Actor Peter Dinklage has made his feelings clear, saying that he was surprised at the remake given the harmful stereotypes of the original.
Yeah, it's a subject close to the heart of Paralympic swimmer Will Perry, and he has made this film just for us.
Last year, I achieved a dream, competing in the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. But when the applause ended and the Games were over, it felt like the abuse I've suffered throughout my life started again. I have a rare genetic condition called achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism. Around 1 in 25,000 are born with it.
Walking down the street, I'm often laughed at, photographed, and even filmed.
For many minority groups, there have been positive moves forward to tackle discrimination.
But with dwarfism, to some people, it still seems a joke.
So I'm launching a campaign to try and better educate people. Having already spoken to the Prime Minister about it, I'm keen to find out what shaped people's attitudes towards dwarfism.
Morning, it's Steph.
Steph is a blogger and artist who has helped break down stereotypes. She's keeping a video diary to capture her everyday experiences and feelings.
I can get quite anxious being out and about because of the negative attention that you get. You're always on alert, really. For instance, I'll see people staring, or somebody might openly just be horrible. What's it like having a little mum?
Whenever we go out and you get stared at, laughed at and get whispered about.
Studies show that nearly all those with dwarfism have experienced staring and pointing. Almost 80% have been verbally abused, and shockingly, a third have actually been physically touched by a stranger in public.
I wonder whether people in my local town of Northampton will be honest about their opinions on dwarfism. What term would you use to describe someone like me?
A small person.
Small person?
Yeah. I'd say someone with dwarfism.
Just small. So there's obviously dwarf. But me personally, I don't really know the meaning.
There are two separate meanings. So dwarf can be used obviously medically, but midget is incredibly offensive.
Right, I didn't even know that.
So where would you typically see someone like myself?
Well, I'd say when I was growing up, the only probably places I'd see people like yourself would be in pantomime and in films.
But there is change happening, and Dr. Erin Pritchard, a disability studies and education lecturer at Liverpool Hope University, has been leading the way. As well as researching how people like me are treated in public, she has also been helping advise Disney with its new Snow White remake.
Tell me about what you found in your research.
Some of the main findings was that people with dwarfism, they receive a lot of social abuse, and not just, sort of staring, name calling, but people, having rocks thrown at them, being followed. And as a result, a lot of them avoid places. When people with dwarfism use a wheelchair or a mobility scooter, the amount of unwanted attention drops. Now, that's not to say other disabled people don't get unwanted attention, but they're not figures of fun.
So you've recently advised Disney on the new Snow White remake. How did it go?
Well, it's still ongoing. So I was asked to be a consultant before Christmas. My recommendations are based on how we can still have a family-friendly sort of film, but without pointing and laughing at dwarfs. I think it's actually a good opportunity to change the representation, not ban it, but change it.
But not everyone's happy. Game of Thrones actor Peter Dinklage, who has dwarfism, has openly criticised the remake. Disney, though, has said it is going to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film. Meanwhile, Dr. Erin's campaigning has proved that things can change. Marks & Spencer has renamed its Midget Gem sweets after she raised concerns about the word. And the academic is keen that people with dwarfism are appreciated for what they do, not what they look like.
Positive representations, more true-to-life representations where, a person with dwarfism is just a school teacher or, works in a bank, anything. Those are the kind of jobs we do.
It's time that everyone understood the realities of life with dwarfism and to stop making us the butt of the joke. The Paralympics are fantastic, but I can't wait for that to come round every 4 years for everyone else to see us in a different light.
Well, plenty of food for thought there, and
Yeah.
thank you to Will as well for speaking so openly.
Very true. Time to welcome back David and Faye.